Hey everybody, I recently visited Hammergirl Anime Import store in Rochester, New York. I was talking with the cashier a bit, and it seems like it has two lovely creators who have had the store for 18 years, and it is just packed with anime merchandise, keychains, pillows, posters, plushies. Honestly, you name it and they probably have it. They had a lot of figures too, Gundam, garage kits. I was really, really shocked. So here's the entrance. They also have a YouTube channel, which I'll link in the description. They didn't have too many figures on that shelf. These are like the opened ones. They have a bunch of like brand new sealed figures on the wall in the back. But I believe that section that we just passed by is stuff they brought over from Akihabara. So super, super wide selection of merchandise. They had so many buttons. I will have to do a tour of my own button collection, but I was kind of tempted to go crazy in that aisle. They had so much, I'm telling you. Really, really great selection. They even had like Japanese snacks, trading card game stuff. You saw those backpacks right there. They have some caps and a ton of plushies. I was actually really surprised with their selection. I've never heard of this store before, but just the fact that they had these Yu-Gi-Oh plushies was super cool. They had Yu-Gi-Oh, Ouran High School Host Club, Yokai, and Pop Team Epic. And those I feel like are definitely... in the merch department, they really don't have a lot, I feel like, or you just never see them. So it was really cool to see. I wish they had more yokai. They have in the past, but at the moment, I guess some other yokai fans found it, and I was a bit too late. But a lot of these super tiny figures, super cool to see. I think I spent like an hour in there. I could have spent all day in there. Super cool. Just honestly, man, I feel like this is how packed these stores are in Akihabara that you see, like the secondhand stores like Mandarake and stuff like that I've only seen online. So it was just a whole nother thing to just like be here. I've never been to a store like this that just had like so much merch. And I feel like this is, for me at least, this is the good stuff. Because I've definitely been to like FYE and Hot Topic. And especially since anime merch is becoming like more popular and mainstream, you see like, I feel like you see the same things over and over again, but they just had such a wide selection. Here they're like, they had some plushies, but they had trading card game deck boxes and card sleeves, which was cool. A lot of the things they had were buttons. Like this whole middle section was buttons, acrylic stands. They had a few of those. And honestly, I didn't recognize a lot of these anime, which is, I think that's a really good thing. Because of course, they had Demon Slayer, they had My Hero, Pokemon, but they also had, I think, like, harder to find things. Love Live, and then obviously, like, all this stuff I did not know about. So, really cool. Lots of buttons, lots of keychains. Man, if you want to start an eat-a-bag, this is the perfect place to do so. A lot of Rement. I think we take a look at them later. But of course, these are all like blind packaged. They did have like some opened ones at the front of the store, so you know what you're getting. But yeah, I'm personally not a fan of like the blind packaging, but I mean they're straight from Japan. That's how you would get them. I was a bit tempted on these Ouran High School Host Club keychains, but I don't want to expose myself with them. But those are super cool. And yeah, I try to get some prices in here so you guys can see. In terms of prices, I just import my own things from Mercari Japan. That's how I've been doing it since I don't have a store like this near me or anything like this. So I think, I don't know. Prices, I guess that's like more personal. Like for you, are you willing to pay the price or whatever? Like, you know, I did buy 3 things here. So I actually don't think it's too bad. here you can see their figures. They had so much cool stuff. And it's just so cool to know that these store owners are also super into it. They actually weren't there that day, but I definitely would have loved to talk to them if they were. There weren't like, it wasn't crowded, but there were definitely a lot of customers coming in and out, looking for gifts for themselves or for friends and family, which is really cool. And the employees were definitely like really knowledgeable. They definitely knew their characters and their series and stuff like that. So yeah, I think I've said it in like another video before, but I don't think $35 is bad for price figures if you're gonna buy it just like from a store in the US, because if the figure retails for $20 and a flat shipping for one figure is $15, I don't think that's too bad, because that's exact same as you're gonna be paying if you import it. But yeah, I think only because I'm used to getting them for maybe like cheaper, it's not too bad. I would have paid anything for that Hatsune Miku though, because that is a really good figure, definitely like my top 3. Clear files, which I wasn't expecting to see. I definitely would have loved to go through everything. This is their stationery section. So yeah, lots of Pokemon, and then just lots of other series that just like you wouldn't really find stationery for them. They had Animal Crossing, which is cool too. But yeah, these are definitely like, they import them themselves, or they visit Japan and bring it over. So it's really cool that they just have it right here in front of you. You can see it. That was like the craziest part for me, just being able to see it in person. It was super, super cool. She's really cute. I don't know where she's from, but she's cute. So many cool things. Oh my goodness. That brings me back. Tiny keychains, super cool. So specifically, I had a friend looking for phone hold, or like the phone keychain. The keychain that has like the string instead of an actual key chain. But there are really only like a handful there. So they didn't have a big section of those. Definitely more like actual keychains, key rings, stuff like that. So they do have a manga section. I don't go over there though. I mean, I feel like, because you can even find manga in like Barnes and Noble and stuff like that. So, I mean, maybe I should have looked at the prices, but yeah, I'm not super into manga, so I have a few, but nothing crazy. I'm starting to see things that I didn't before, and I just saw at the end of the table, the Hololive, whatever it was. These are gachas. It's probably a gacha. I did actually get one of those Kirby gachas, because that was cool. It was $9. I know if it was in Japan, it was going to be like 300 yen or something. But like I said, I don't find the prices to be like too crazy, only because they're right there. They're right in front of you. You're not going to pay any like import fees or anything. And if anything, they're already wrapped up into the price. So yeah, it's cool to see garage kits. I don't think I've ever seen any. Here's another Yu-Gi-Oh one, which is really uncommon to find Yu-Gi-Oh stuff in like anime stores and like that. So yeah, they definitely had like Pokemon and Naruto and some other popular stuff, but very cool to see like the stuff that like doesn't get a lot of merch. The Toonsy figures. My Hatsune Miku Toonsy is like also one of my favorite. So it's cool to see Toonsy. A lot of Pop-Up Parade. I think those are more garage kits. They had a section for calendars too, which was cool. And then I think that's a garage kit. I didn't even look at the price, but that was really cool. Like, honestly, they had a bit of everything. Chopsticks, and then that Kirby thing up there is for making ice, I think. Super cool. Just some really fun things. I do think a lot of the things were overpriced, but yeah, I'll stop talking about it. I guess it's like, how much do you want to pay, or yeah, I don't know, because I am used to importing like my own things, so it's a bit different. But man, just to be in that store was really cool. Like I said, I've never like been in a store that's like this, where they just have so many different items, and not like the top 5 most popular anime at the time. They had a lot of variety. So I think here's where they get into like some tiny figures, like trading figures. And then more badges. I bought that entire little thing right there. I bought the 2 keychains that were in there, and then the one on display they let me buy, and I think that's because I just bought the other 2 out since there were only 2 left. And then I got to take the little cardboard holder too. So yeah, yokai I did not expect to see. These were all like super tiny little keychains. I could have went home with the whole thing, like all the stands, but they're just so cool to look at, honestly. Like, even if I don't know what it's about, they're just really cool to see. And everything here is official, which is really cool. I just think they're so cute. Even though, like, I don't know half of these characters. Oh my goodness, these are just so cool, especially the little figures. I was surprised to see Pikmin. I think this was the only Pikmin thing I saw. I was gonna buy it. I really was. I've only played like 2 Pikmin games though, so I told myself I shouldn't. I think this is also the only Legend of Zelda thing. The Gengar keychain was cool. Yeah, I was kind of looking out for Legend of Zelda, but I mean, even if they did have some of the Link figures, they'd probably be more than I'd want to pay. Yeah, so many cute little keychains. So awesome. They had some Mario down there, which I didn't see until right now. I'm starting to see like a bunch of things I didn't see. And I go back to those because I was really about to get one. And the little cat right there, I think that was so cool. And then I missed this entire front of the store. I guess when I walked in, it just like, I just glanced right over it. But I didn't want to like, you know, be so obvious in my recording or anything. I've been thinking about getting like a Japanese snack box subscription for a minute, so maybe I should have gotten some of those snacks, but I didn't. At the end of the video, I'll show the keychains that I got from there, but I was literally going to pass out. I have been looking for this Kuji forever and never showed up on Tokyo Taco Mode. I don't know what happened. I was going to pass out, literally. My goodness, that is probably the only time I will see them in person. I'm actually kind of jealous because they have all this, like, the posters and stuff like that that come with the Kuji. The Kirishima one is the one I want so bad, but now I'm looking at it, the Ida and Todoroki look really good too. I also wanted Tsuyu. It is just so cool, but as you saw, the tickets are $15, and that's like double what they are in Japan, which I think is the case with most of the items here. I understand why it is. It's like, it's a business, they gotta make a profit. But just because it's like a chance, like it's random, you don't know what you're gonna get, and the chances of you getting a figure are less than like you're probably gonna end up with like a button or a coaster or like a small towel or something like that. And I really just wanted the figures. The cheapest I've seen Kirishima was like 60. And I didn't want to pay more than like 40. That was kind of my limit. I'm just so shocked that they didn't show up on Tokyo Taco Mode, where I usually get my figures. And I don't really want to go to another website. But that is just so crazy that they were there. Yeah, at like $15-16 a ticket. I couldn't do it, really, because it was like a risk, and 15 turns into 30, turns into $45. So that was pretty crazy. Man, so cool to see it in person. I was not expecting them to have a Kuji, but yeah, I really enjoyed the store. I highly recommend if you're in the area, just check them out. I'll leave their YouTube channel and their website. They do have a website. I'll leave both of those in the description. So I picked out this Kirby for my brother. Here's the gacha it came in. They had them outside of the machine, so you could pick through them and choose the one you wanted, which is super cool. And I got to take the display since I bought all the ones that were left. The 2 that were in there, and then the one on display, so you can see what they look like. Yes, they were $13 each. it's just so hard to find Pop Team Epic merch that I was okay with it. I've never seen these on like Mercari Japan or anything like that, so it's probably the only time I was gonna see them. So I got the Pipimi was on display. I got a Pupuko from one of the blind bags, and then I got both of them in the blind bag, which is super cool. And I thought they would look really awesome with my other Pop Team Epic keychains.